It's the first race of the weekend here on JBMotorsports for the Macau Grand Prix. It's the FIA GT World Cup qualification race, and we're all set for exciting race of 12 laps to decide the grid ahead of the GT Macau Grand Prix. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first race then. We've had an exciting couple across this weekend so far. First of all, if you wanted to tune into the bike qualification, we had delays to that. Didn't end until 3 a.m. So that is going to be uploaded later on today with the World Feed commentary team, and then you can know what's going to happen. Julia Trusovic and Lizzie Whitmore will join us at midnight for the race as well in around about 18 hours time. Alongside me in the commentary box for this GT qualification race is Omi. And Omi, first race for us on the weekend. It's one of the biggies. The GT's heading out there as well. And awesome look at the circuit. We're expecting a lot of chaos. This is always where we see a lot of drama, even in qualifying racing.
Yeah, well, lots of drama, and even though it is a qualifying race, even though some people should be taking it carefully because they have got the main crazy stuff out at the circuit in today's race. And well, we were here yesterday with TCR being delayed, then GT's being delayed, so let's hope it doesn't delay the Formula Regional later.
Yeah, 9:10 is our cut-off time because of MotoGP, and we must get to MotoGP, so we're kind of hoping it's not going to be too long a race. If so, Amy, in between, I'm sending you the OBS to get it all set up.
If we feel like it's going to be delayed.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be too bad. The OBS is quite nice. It's all browser sources, so you should be able to load it straight in like touring cars. Safety car then, leading them around the field, and we'll get ready to go. What are you expecting? Raffaele Marcello starts on pole from Dries Van Horth as well. Should be quite a good one as we get ready for the start.
Yeah, going to be quite fun to see how Marciello is going to be able to try and maintain the lead up against Vantor as well, and also Engel and Furuko. It'll be interesting to see how they get on. So lots of action now about to come in the next few moments.
12 laps then for the qualification race. It's a rolling start for this one. They come out of the last corner, up towards the line. The 5 red lights are on. When they go out, we can go racing here in Macau. The qualification races go. Great start from Marciello. Already the 36 going up against the wall as well, coming down. Oh, that's of Ricardo Feller through turn 1. Down now to turn number 3 in Lisboa. Dries Van Horth trying to go right round the outside of Raffaele Marcello. He's done so. Mauro Engel keeping in third position ahead of Antonio Foucault. Coming down the straight, they're all diving left and right, close up towards the barrier. Lisboa will be the big breaking point as well for the first time on the circuit. Into the lead goes Dries Van Horth. Marciello down into second, Engels into third. They all get through cleanly so far. This is where we saw problems in the TCR race before. There's a few lockups from the back. Everybody looks to be okay as well. Julius Gonon has not started the race. He's left the pit lane now, but clean start for everyone, Amy. That's the best thing with 12 to go.
Clean start indeed, as you see the rest of them making their way through at the moment, and it was a great start for Vantor. Immediately was putting the pressure on Raffaele Marciello on the run towards Lisboa, and he was able to get down the outside. So fantastic stuff there, as it seems like they've all kept it clean, which is nice to see.
So, into the lead, apparently, is going to be Raffaele Marcello. He's got back ahead of Dries Van Horth. Foucault's up into third position, ahead then of Mauro. Is that Mauro Engel up into third? I think it is. Coming into it, we've got EN and then M, so that's Mauro Engel through turn 14, where we saw so much drama yesterday in the FR Challenge. All looks to be okay as they come out. Yes, Raffaele Marcello is leading in the BMW M4 GT3. Dries Van Horth in the Team WRT, and also a BMW is right behind him. Then we get Mauro Engel, who has moved up, I believe. No, Foucault is ahead. The Ferrari development driver now driving the 296 GT3, and there's a bit of a traffic jam at the hairpin. Hard to get through here. Not really an overtaking spot, Omi. It's single file, and everyone's sort of coming to a dead stop.
single file, two drivers, thinking about the move to the inside, then being like, okay, probably it's not the best to put my car up there in about a few meters time. So they both decided to back out it, which was the sensible decision as they're all about to come over the line. But yeah, it seems like Raffaele Marciello was able to get back up there as well as they come over the line. Now we're going to be able to get a full order as they come across the line.
So, race lead with 11 to go. Marcello leads, Van Horth is in second, Foucault third, Engel fourth, Farfus is up to fifth, Sheldon van der Linde is sixth, Alessio Piccavalale is in seventh, Loris Van Horth in eighth position, ninth for Christian Haas. Eduardo Mortara, who's won this race before in the Formula 3 days, he's back in 10th position, a legend on these streets as well. And Formula E driver, I should say. That's Moto E I was going for. As they come round the outside, the 36 still trying to have a look around. It's not going to work out that time, unfortunately. Richard Feller trying to get past, said Eduardo Mortada. Down at Lisboa, through the S's now.
Yeah, absolutely. Through the S, it seems like Van Tor just keeping the pressure on Raffaele Marciello at the moment, just looming large in the mirrors and hoping there's really an error. Right now, as it stands, it would be a major risk if he did try and make a move. So even for this type of race, he may just decide to sit behind and try challenge tomorrow, make sure that there's no contact, make sure he's still starting in second place as well. So it's risk versus reward stuff in this race. If any drivers are further back and want to and need to make their way up through the field, then they can of course use that opportunity, but it does come with that major risk around this circuit.
On board, but this is with the 63 of Eduardo Mortara. You can see how much he's having to really skate across in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 as well for the SGM VSR Theodore Racing Squad as well. 22 instead of the 23 that was taking part in this event. So we are down one from the initial starting procedure, actually to yesterday's accident at the end of qualifying. This is the qualification race, so the results here will set the grid for tomorrow's Macau Grand Prix for the GTs. Now, Dries Van Horth across the line has done a 2:18.911. He's 6 tenths back to Raffaele Marciello, but he has got the fastest lap of the race so far. He's going around about half a second faster than Marciello. As we see the 83 of Antonio Foucault under pressure from Mauro Engel in the Mercedes GT3 as they come down the backstretch again down towards turn 2 and then into turn 3 at Lisboa.
Foucault, of course, winner at Le Mans earlier this year with Ferrari as well. What a brilliant moment that was for him and the rest of the team as we take a look at the battling going on behind, people darting all over the road, looking for where there could possibly be an overtaking opportunity. Everyone, though, deciding to sit behind at this stage as we head down to Lisboa with the drivers at the back and down the hill now as well with Marciello still with Van Horth close. So he is just right now staying close, which is great to see. So we're going to be in for some race tomorrow where they risk it all. Definitely. We're going to be seeing plenty of action. Foucault, it seems like he's a bit more further back as he also tries to defend from Engel.
Through the S's we come then, and this is where the field starts to loosen up a bit, but it just takes one mistake, as we saw in qualifying. The drivers had to attend a mandatory briefing yesterday from the Formula Regionals, and then the rest of the series also got a little bit of a talking to. They said the amount of red flags yesterday was disgraceful. I know Amy's going to get onto that in the FR race following this broadcast as well, so it's going to be quite interesting to see the list. But what was it, 7 red flags in the end, Amy? We didn't finish until an hour and 10 minutes after you left us.
Yeah, it really turned into quite something yesterday. We'll get more on that though later on as well. But yeah, they were asked to of course come to the briefing just to be like, well, can you guys calm it down, especially the opening laps as well. These guys definitely have been so far nicely calm in these opening laps. We'll see what Formula Regional does later on today. 10 laps still remaining in this one, and it seems like the gap nearly getting to 1 second now between Marciello and also Van Tor.
Yeah, Rafael Marcello's done a 2:18.116 now, so 8 tenths the gap as they come across the line to start the third lap. 9 to go. First lap doesn't count, of course, in the qualification races. We're on board now with the 50. Briefly, we were of Yiffy Yi as they come across, or Yi Yiffy as they've now swapped the name back. In European racing, he goes by Yiffy Yi, and here in Hong Kong and China, he goes by Yi Yiffy. So it's a bit like Zhou Guan Yu and Guan Yu Zhou, how he changed around with that in previous years as well. Down into Lisboa then, as they come into it. And everyone now single file and they're not wanting to push that hard, are they? I mean, a qualifying race. They know they've got to get their cars set up for tomorrow.
Yeah, find the wall right now, and that is really it. In terms of the race, you'll be starting all the way at the back. But yeah, Marciello here, as we take a look at the replay, had the lead. Then Vantor comes alongside.
Yeah, tries to swing it, squeezes him, does Van Thorth, and then Rafael Marcello stays on that inside line and gets it back into Lisboa, because he does lose it. We're looking further back as the Mercedes fly towards the wall as well. And there, what happens to Van Thorth? Does he go straight on? It goes too wide into Lisboa, and that's where Marcello dive up the inside. Yes, there it is, look. Just swap back as we were looking for the overtakes. Nice
yeah,
move.
absolutely. Of course, we saw Vantor getting through, and then randomly, we thought timings weren't updated, but no,
Yeah.
Marciello was able to get into the lead in the process as we were looking further back to see if everyone can get through Lisboa, because I think that's always the main point on this circuit, with everyone approaching with high speed on the opening lap. Always, you would kind of want to focus the camera on there in case anyone behind doesn't make their way through, which usually you do. Get some casualties, but this time around they listened to the advice and went all calm, which was pretty nice. Foucault's still under pressure by Marco Engel, so Marco Engel seems like he is a driver with some pace, but of course just thinking about whether the move is going to be on at any point.
Yeah, just got to keep on calm now as well. Augusto Farfus in the team KRC BMW BMW M4 GT3. He's done a 2:17.749 and is closing as we now see the 130 of Mauro Engel under pressure from Augusto Farfus as they come down towards Lisboa. Can that Mercedes hold that advantage to the BMW? We know the BMW has a bit of a faster advantage around this circuit, and now even the 31 of Sheldon van der Linde trying to come back up the inside to get ahead of Augusto Farfus. So this is still battling over 4th position, which is the second row of the grid they're battling over for tomorrow's race.
That was a very interesting camera angle in the middle of it as well. Random cut momentarily during that battle, as yeah, it is really turning into some follow the leader stuff right now for those drivers in that train. If they can pressure someone into a mistake, that'll be critical. If someone does make a critical mistake from the front, that means they start right at the back for the main race to lose any chance of victory. So we'll see how it goes, of course, tomorrow. Remember last year's F3 race in the qualification race. That was pretty wild still as well. We could be in for a interesting Formula Regional if they keep it out of the wall later on. But to be fair, at the same time, I think we might find ourselves in a situation where if there's safety cars, it actually gives us some good racing, because it seems like drivers can only really slipstream their way down towards Lisboa each time. So that's where we usually see the action, and then throughout the rest of the race, of course, they struggle to overtake. So some safety cars, I think, would be nice, just so we get some exciting moments.
I'm with you on that as well, but I'd rather the qualification race be a bit dull, because we've got a cut-off of 9 today to get to MotoGP's second practice session, compared to tomorrow where the cut-off would be 10. So that's after the sunset period in Macau. So we're fine for tomorrow, but it's today that's the slight concern, knowing how bad Formula Regional were, where we started at what we were going a long time for that qualifying session.
Yeah.
So we'll just see what happens as they fly through once more. Raffaele Marcello has a 1.2 second gap to Dries Van Thorst at the moment. Antonio Foucault is third. He's pretty much on his own, but now he's been caught slightly by Mara Engel, Augusto Fairforce and Sheldon van der Linde as they come down into turn 3 again at Lisboa. Van der Linde going to look on the inside line of Fairforce, not going to do anything there. Meantime, further back, Lawrence Van Horst and Alessio Piccarelli trying to find some moves. Not going to happen there as you see the 63 and Eduardo Mortara with Ricardo Feller right behind him as well.
Yeah, taking a look absolutely everywhere at this stage, seeing where the moves could be possible, but they're just right now in formation at this stage as well. So where everyone pretty much left the opening lap of the race. So they are just really trying at this stage to bring it home, keeping it clean, keeping it just about pointing in the straight line. And that is going to be the critical thing, with opportunity then arising tomorrow when maybe all hell breaks loose. Who knows?
Knowing more likely tomorrow all hell will break loose indeed, and I'm just worried about the amount of sleep we're going to get as well. It's not going to be too good, to be fair. Literally going to do it, considering it's basically going to be a night race, isn't it? That's the annoying part. As they fly through once again.
The bikes at some point.
Bikes at midnight. Yeah, they've been rearranged. It's midnight for the bikes on Sunday, and then it's all going to be go from there. So I think bed at 7, wake up at 11:30, get to the box, commentate on the bikes, go back to bed about 1, wake up at 4:30, come back to the box and do the rest of the day. Over the line they come then. I'm just worried if I don't know, actually, might need a bath at some point if I just wake up and that's it, day done. So, over the line, Marcello still leads, 6 to go. We're halfway in the qualification race. And not much happening as things stand. They're all being very well behaved in the 71st Grand Prix of Macau, because they know that it's going to be a bit risky tomorrow with the amount of issues they're going to have.
Yes, indeed. Very risky for all of them, as we right now see them all heading to Lisboa once again. First overtaking opportunity, of course, on this circuit. And yeah, the critical moment of the race was when Van Thorst went slightly deep and Raffaele Marcello was able to get the power down and take the place after seeing the wide moment. So that was the critical moment as well. And yeah, hopefully we are going to see a bit of overtaking tomorrow. Usually the qualification races, just try bring it home, and then the main race, you need to take some risks. Because if you are second, if you are third, you aren't going to win the Macau Grand Prix. And that's exactly what every driver comes here to do.
We saw Eduardo Mortara, he's pushing like crazy in that Lambo. I thought he was going to brush the wall at one point as well. Mortara, very much looking forward to a season in Formula E as well. Would like to go there as a street king. Formula E moving away more from street circuits to permanent circuits, the faster the cars get. As, he nearly hit the barrier, the exit there, as he comes down the hill once more through the S's and then into the hairpin. There's the yellow flag to indicate single file, no overtaking. And then the green flashing board afterwards into the hairpin. And the last two, Dries Van Horst, 217.583 last time round. Personal best, not beating Marcello's time of a 217.317 from the last run around. So still no big improvements on that board. Christian Haas is moved up into 9th position. So he's back, Lawrence Van Horst put back ahead. Mortara still in trouble as he's got Ricardo Feller directly behind him. On board with Yiffy Yi for the Harmony Racing squad in the Ferrari. And he heads down across that start line. So far, so good as they come into brakes. There is Raffaele Marcello, and it looks like already Dries Van Horst got back a bit closer to him.
Seems like he has. got a little bit more closer result, so possibly maybe a little bit of a wide moment or a little bit of an error by Marciano, very small one though. um, Possibly by him or Vantor definitely pushing on, as I think Foucault's also closed the gap by 6/10 as well to Vantor, so that was quite interesting momentarily. Now it's gone a little bit more
Yeah.
back up between those two, but it is inside 1 second between Vantor and Marciello now.
Looking good so far, and the gap now less than a second. It's 9/10, so Van Holt is closing on Raffaele Marcello as they fly down towards the hairpin. We ride with Marcello right now on board. Fanatec sponsoring the wheel, it looks like on the front. This is looking good, isn't it? Oh, Marengo, 28.491. I heard David Addison say about a fastest sector 3. He's right. Fastest sector 2, though, belongs to Dries Van Holt at the moment. 25.438 on this lap time as well. So that's where he got better time. And that gap, only much less than a second. Looks like Marcello's backed up because now everyone's coming into it with 5 to go.
Everyone's closing back in. And it's going to give us definitely some interesting finish as we watch the field all make their way right now through the Melco hairpin at this stage, and all of them having to make this very, very tight turn. And while it can be a wide while it can be wide into the corner, definitely is tight on the way out. So definitely not going for any moves is critical, as we saw on the opening lap. Drivers backing out of it exactly at that part of the circuit, and then the road opens up and you make your way to the final few corners and come over the line then to start another lap around this track.
There's Ralph Aron with Thomas Prix right behind, and Daniel Gardo Serra as well. So this is Ralph Aron in 14th position right now, currently one of the biggest gaps on the circuits to lose out to. 1.1 second now between Rafael Marcello and Dries Van Holt. And that, Eduardo Mortara under pressure from Ricardo Feller as they come down into Lisboa. And it looks like as well that Ricardo in the Audi R8 LMS GT3, the Le Mans Special Audi, is coming straight through. And that Lambo's going to be under massive amounts of pressure. Ricardo Feller's going to do it. The two countrymen as well over there in Switzerland trying to do battle again, Ed. This is going to be fantastic, Omi, because they're going to really sort of hold it together as they dive down. The two friends, the two countrymen, the two rivals. Look, Fella's going to go through, isn't he? Edo's not going to be able to do a thing.
Well, at least they're going to provide us with some action in this one, as yeah, we are going to now possibly see in a few moments time when there is an opportunity. We probably will see Mortara under quite a lot of pressure, as I'm sure Ricardo Feller is going to want to get by. Ricardo Feller, who was up against the barrier on the opening lap as well, being squeezed all the way at the start as they all tried to make some moves as well.
Van Holt's looking very quick in that sector at the moment. Let's see what his lap time's going to be across that line as they come through. Be 3 to go. Can Marcello hold on? Van Holt's starting to come now to have a battle. As you said, Lisboa is sort of one of the only overtaking spots on the circuit, and it's a 2:17.020 now for Dries Van Holt. He brings that gap to less than a second. So this is very, very, very fast now as they come down through the kink at 2 and then down to Lisboa. Don't want any accidents. Just want to keep this nice and calm, because it might mean we get to start the Formula Regionals early. Because right now we've got 50 minutes until they start, so they might throw it out early. There's no other race in between.
And you probably want them to start early,
yes,
knowing how they drive.
110%, yes.
Not a good idea already putting them at a disadvantage by delaying it. So yeah, seems like we are making our way home absolutely brilliantly at this stage, as these drivers have really done well today, and tomorrow is going to be the one where it will definitely get pretty interesting. If there is any chaos or crashes in the GTs, then there will be some time, luckily too, of course. Plenty of time, really, with a 4:30 start, unless TCR and all of the other series decide to delay that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there should be plenty of time, hopefully, to have any repairs done, and of course not delay the 71st running of the World Cup for, well, now it would be Formula Regional, of course, now.
Tell you what, Omi, which one would you rather race? Would you rather race Macau in a GT car or a Formula car?
Well, I like the Formula cars, of course, so slightly biased, but I'd probably want to. Well, I've kind of done both in a set of course.
Yeah.
I do really enjoy going like flat out up against the walls and all of that nature. So, yeah.
I'm just thinking for safety, I think I might go for a GT car because this place scares me to even consider it in a Formula car as they go out that last corner. Rafael Marcello then starts 2 to go and he leads this race by a second to Dries Van Horth, who's out of the last now. Got to push hard, got to get that through. Foucault's in third, Engels fourth, Farfus up to fifth. Sheldon Madeline had not been able to get that manoeuvre. In fact, Sheldon's dropped back a little bit looking at that. Top 6 in visual as they come into Lisboa at turn 3. The quick 90-degree right-hander. And so far, so good as they'll rise back up through the hairpin at Maternity Bend and then down through the S's and then the hairpin at the bottom of the hill as well. Van Horth just starting to reel him in through the brick section. The S's. Reminds you of Poe, that. Rafael Marcello still looking good. It's a shame about Poe, to be fair. We all loved Poe. As they fly once more. I've got a feeling that this is going to be a last lap showdown. I think Van Horth's got a lot more than Rafael Marcello has.
Looks like that would be some way to end the race with a exciting start, an exciting finish as well. And we now possibly could see, hopefully, maybe a bit of an attack right at the end. But if these two collide on the last lap, that would be some big, major moment.
Who touched the wall? Oh, now they turned up the car audio. Typical. They get it right there, don't they? And it's just silent further behind.
Yep.
Honestly, the TV direction in this is a bit ridiculous. But yeah, that was nice to actually hear a bit of proper cars and not just silence in the background. So, over the line then. One more lap to go here. Lap 11 of 12 complete. And this is 7/10. Look at that from Dries Van Horth. A 2:17.011 across that line. He's really going to start attacking Marcello now. There's the last lap board being handed out on the start line. Can Dries Van Horth take the qualification race victory and therefore start on pole position for the Macau Grand Prix in the GT World Cup into turn 3 at Lisboa? And he is closing, Omi. He's closing down.
He absolutely is. Closing down indeed. Well, that's the big overtaking opportunity gone. Now it will need to be magic throughout the rest of this lap. We've got a battle further back.
Mortara's under pressure as well from Ricardo Fellas, trying to go around the outside of Lisboa. Can't find a way through there. Mortara almost puts in the wall. This is the top 10 spot as well, so 5th row of the grid. And Fellas still going to have it. He's still under pressure, and Van Horth's closed up to Marcello.
Well, all happening at the end. All of the excitement building up after what was an exciting start. Lull all the way throughout the middle, and then exciting right at the end in this battle that we saw a little preview of earlier. Now happening on this last lap, but they're running out of opportunities.
Here is your race leader, Raffaele Marcello, with Dries Van Hoort directly behind in the gap, 7/10 of a second, but it's going to be visible up towards the line. What's that BMW got? Outman, down towards the hairpin once more. Are we going to see anything here? It's unlikely, but it's a good run up towards the line. Marcello has to just go defensive. Better exit. Van Hoort's really braking late. Look at that, he's practically pushing Raffaele Marcello out of the last corners. Foucault's right there as well. Run to the line now, it's flat out. It looks like Raffaele Marcello has got this one sorted. Down to Fisherman's Bend for the last time. All looks okay to me. One more corner to go. This is where the push begins, the toe comes in. Dries Van Hoort can't catch up. I think it's done. Raffaele Marcello will exit the last corner. He'll take victory in the qualification race and start on pole position for the FIA GT World Cup Macau Grand Prix. Dries Van Hoort second, Antonio Foucault's third, Mario Engel to Augusto Fairfuss, Sheldon van der Linde, Alessio Piccarelli, alongside then Lawrence Van Hoort, Christopher Haas, and Eduardo Mortara takes the top 10. Then it's going to be Ricardo Feller, Daniel Juncadella, Yiffy Yi, Ralph Aron, Thomas Spearing, alongside Daniel Gardo Serra, Lauren Henrik as well in 17th, Matteo Caroli 18th, Adelie Fong is 19th, Yi Hongai as well in 20th, Yu Kuai in 21st, and Jules Garon will end up, well, they're lap down, but takes the checker flag now in 22nd place. Nice race that, Omi, and it was nice and calm throughout.
Nice, calm throughout as we take a look at the replays of this race and how it, of course, played out as Marcello lost out and going through, of course, momentarily was Van Hoort until he retook the position, and it was all battles behind as well.
This is on board with Marcello now. He swapped to Dries Van Hoort. This is how Dries got through on the inside line. Yeah, little mistake there. As from Marcello swapped back to the inside line. So Dries was locked up down turn 3, and by the time we got to 4, Marcello went back through on the inside line. So very, very nicely done there for the switchback. Yeah, nice switchback. Nicely done. Right, everything. So Marcello, Van Hoort, Foucault, Engel, Fairfuss, your top 5. Fantastic race. Right, let's hand over to the world feed then as well. Get all the podium ceremony reactions and the interviews from the field as we prepare now, ready to go for the next race.
He's got number 1 on the car, and he has been number 1 consecutively now for a long time. The quickest in qualifying last year. Won the qualification race, won the FIA GT World Cup last year, and now takes pole position in 2024 and the first race win. Raffaele Marcello, that's a lucky helmet he's wearing, and he will be as cool and as calm as you can imagine when he gets out on the car.
There are lots of drivers over the course of the history of motorsport that can claim that, you know, I should have been a Grand Prix driver, and Tom Christensen is a very obvious one. But bearing in mind that just over a decade ago, Raffaele was the FIA Formula 3 European champion. He was tipped to be going to Ferrari maybe to do more than just test drive. It never quite clicked for him in single-seaters. Instead, he has won largely for Mercedes-AMG. This is first year for BMW. Championship after championship, race after race. Sports car racing has been lucky to have him in a sense, but just wonder what might have been in single-seaters. Dries Van Hoort came likewise from single-seaters, had a couple of years of Formula Renault into GT racing. And Antonio Foucault, the same, Formula Renault champion, Formula 3 race winner, and then sports car racing came unlocking, GT3 and hypercar. And all of those top 3 not only represent BMW or Ferrari within GT3 ranks, but in world endurance in hypercar regulations as well. So the adaptability, we're not just talking going from single-seaters to GT cars in your career, but going from one feel of car, one type of aero, one weekend to a different the next.
Super result for BMW, super result for Ferrari as well. here at the Gears circuit at Macau. They had one job really. It was to take the fight to Mercedes, and I think they have both done exactly that. The lead Mercedes off the podium. Maro Engel in 4th place, Augusto Farfus in 5th place, and Sheldon van der Linde completes the top 6. BMW came, saw and conquered at Macau. What will happen tomorrow for the privilege of holding high the FIA GT World Cup?
Well, it's going to be down to the start, isn't it? But of course, Dries van Voor showed intent, showed what he can do, but it was that tiny little slip down at Lisboa, and that will haunt Dries overnight, and it's going to be in his mind tomorrow as well. But well done, he says to Raffaele Marciello. The next thing that Dries needs to do is just have a saunter through the paddock and go and say to his big brother, I was second, where were you then? Oh, only 9th, was it? Oh, okay. I'm going to the podium. Back soon. So well done, Dries van Voor, 2nd place.
Could you take my phone and take a couple of pictures? Would you mind?
Yes, because you're not busy.
It's the first time that we think that both of the Van Voors have been at Macau, and that's good to see. Although Dries won't be thinking too much about that at the moment, he will be thinking about the job that they have done today for BMW. It's a super day for BMW. Yesterday was as well. They locked out the front row of the grid, and now they lock out the top 2 places on the podium. Super stuff for Raffaele Marciello. I said he'd be cool and calm and relaxed, didn't I? He really is, as they are
That's
being...
a pretty safe bet, though.
Pointed. Yes, indeed. And, you can see the joy as they are going to be taken over to the holding area for the podium presentations.
And Matteo Braga from Pirelli is there with the special Pirelli Award, the Pirelli Racing Activities Manager. So although there are trophies for the podium, Pirelli with the Dragon Trophy, giving that to Raffaele Marciello. So nice touch from Pirelli to help to support the event, and another one for the trophy cabinet for Raffaele Marciello. So as the drivers make their way to the podium, in the background Laurent Granville, the race coordinator, getting everybody to where they should be, and we can see Raffaele Marciello the winner by 0.6 of a second from Dries van Voor, and Antonio Fuoco 3rd, Maro Engel 4th from Augusto Farfus and Sheldon van der Linde, Alessio Picariello 7th ahead of Lawrence van Voor, then Christopher Hauser with Edo Mortara in 10th place. In 11th spot in the end, it was for the best of the rest, if you like, at the end of the GT Cup race, Ricardo Fella, who couldn't quite find a way past Eduardo Mortara. Danny Juncadeo was 12th, Yeye was 13th from Ralph Aaron, and then Thomas Preining, Daniel Serra, who'd looked good actually early on in qualifying yesterday and got quite a long way down, but he was ahead of Laurin Heinrich and Matteo Cairoli. Adley Fong 19th, and Leo Yi was 20th ahead of James Yu, and Jules Gounon in 20th place. And I offer you the next fact purely for Alan Hyde. Kuromi the Rabbit has made it through unscathed.
We didn't get a chance to talk about Kuromi the Rabbit. When do you want me to start?
Well, I'll give you 1 minute without deviation or repetition.
Yeah, it looks like they've turned off the music as we take a look to the restart. Great start then from Raffaele Marciello. Dries van Voor was able to get back through on the run down to Lisboa, but a mistake in the lock-up allowed Raffaele Marciello back up the inside line. And then it all sort of grew from there as well. A nice cut back on the inside line, Omi. And the race is pretty much done from there.
It's done exactly at the moment where we got that inside line as well. Possibly if it was tomorrow, maybe we could have seen a fight back. Not really worth it today at the same time as well. So tomorrow, hopefully we are going to see a little bit more risks taken, and hopefully we get provided with a good 71st running of the Macau Grand Prix as well, on a day where we're going to have 3 of the 3 amazing races as well. This will be the second one for us. So fantastic event and a good race there.
Well, that's us done then for this one from the GT World Cup. Coming up in around about 20 minutes' time, you can join us for the Formula Regionals with Omi back in charge, as well with Ugo on pole position for that one. Join us then. Tomorrow, though, it is the FIA GT World Cup Macau Grand Prix. Next up, Formula Regionals. We'll see you shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.